And now if someone asked me, why did you move to India and what are you going to do there? I don't fucking know. I don't know. I have some sort of an idea, but I'm not going to share it yet because it's my vision to hold for now. And I don't really share visions, and I advise you not to share your visions unless someone can see them with you. Because if you share them with a blind person, they're going to make you feel crazy. So if I shared my vision with you, you'd be like, you're fucking wild. But if I share it with you when you can see it too, you're going to be like, that's beautiful, that's amazing, you're doing great. So that's the difference of sharing your vision with someone who can see it with you versus someone who is just maybe there to support you. All right, girlies, get cozy, get comfortable. I'm about to just share personal stories with you, and we're just going to talk about my life a little bit. First and foremost, actually, let's go get some tea. I'm going to go make myself some ginger tea. I am currently recovering from food poisoning because I've just been so reckless with what's going into my body. I've been eating all of the most yummy, delicious things, which I'm really grateful for, but like, food poisoning hurts. I've got my ginger tea. What are you drinking? Go get you some tea if you didn't already. Okay, so this little opening up story time is about my journey to India, what made me decide to move out of the US, why I decided to come to India of all places, and what that process has been like. First and foremost, I always knew I wanted to move out of the US. I had tried to do it when I was 23 when I moved to Thailand. I mean, I did it, but I didn't do it successfully in a way where I could sustain myself. If you could hear other sounds, I'm in a hotel room and it's just, I'm also near a street and like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing upstairs, if they're rearranging furniture for like 3 hours. Anyways, if you hear that, we're doing our best to stay focused. So I always knew I wanted to move out of the US and I couldn't sustain it while I was living in Thailand. Ran out of money. I felt like it wasn't aligned. I felt like it was kind of premature. It felt like I was running from something. I did what I was meant to do with that move, which is push myself out of my comfort zone and also learn healing modalities, just get education and wisdom that I wouldn't have gotten if I was staying in the same place. So I did exactly what I needed to do with that. It just wasn't the whole picture, obviously. I couldn't have accomplished everything I needed to at 23 years old. So now at 26, I have moved out officially, and I feel that it is official. I feel that I will not be living in that country again. I know I'll visit because my family lives there, and like I have so many people I love that are still there, but it'll never be my home. It'll never be a base for me. There was a lot of background planning, so I'm gonna back it up a little bit. Money is necessary for everything. Money gives you food, water, shelter, all of it, right? Money gives you the resources to do everything you need to in this world, okay? It's not like we're hunting for our food and like trading for items anymore. Money is required for everything. I knew that I needed to be making a certain amount of money and I needed to be making money consistently enough for myself that I could live anywhere in the world. I also knew that I have a sole purpose, a mission on this earth, and I want to fulfill that, and I don't want to do that on the side of a job. I was like, I want these paths to merge, and they can merge. I believe they can. No one in my life at the time believed they could. No one. Everyone was telling me to go get a job, go get something for security, whatever, just a bunch of bullshit. Also telling me that it would take me years to build a business that's gotten to the point where it's at. Like, whatever, no thank you. So I did my thing anyways because I trusted myself. Within a few months, I was making a decent amount of money from my own business. I, at that point, knew that I could travel anywhere in the world, but I was in a relationship. I was with that person for about 5 years on and off. That person did not feel ready to move out of the US. I was prioritizing that relationship, so I decided to stay, and I got myself an apartment in Richmond, Virginia for a year, which is where he was living. Also, my family lives there. So I signed a 1-year lease living in that apartment, which is beautiful. You've seen it. It was my dream apartment, the big windows, loft style, everything. And it felt amazing until a few months went by and I realized that I had only made that decision to stay there because of the partner I was with. And that partner was not feeling aligned for me anymore. Wasn't feeling like it was the right person for me. And ended that relationship. And then a couple months later, I was just like, girl, you really moved back to the US for a boy, got an apartment, signed a 1-year lease, and now this person's not even in your life anymore. And now you're in this country and in this city because you prioritize this person. And like, while I could have beat myself up about it and been like, you're so stupid for prioritizing a relationship, instead I was like, the fact that I was led back here and I learned that this person is not for me 100%. I learned that. I started a business, I started an Instagram page, I had the support system that I needed in that location to even do the things I was doing. The way that you view your life actually changes your life. So when I started to view my mistakes, which are not mistakes, as windows of opportunity, is when I started to shift how I actually viewed everything. So no matter what decision I make in life, it's always a window of opportunity. It's always bringing me closer to my desired outcome, okay? And there's a lot of energetics that are tied into this. Can't get into all of it now. Like, I literally take 4 months teaching women how to do this. It has taken a lot of practice to get here, right? So now we're at the point where I'm living in that apartment, I'm feeling misaligned, my ex-partner is gone, and I'm feeling stuck. I was feeling very stuck from summer 2024 till January 2025. And what I started to do in around the summer, fall of 2024, I started to dissolve aspects of my business that weren't feeling good anymore. It was feeling like I had gone through year 1, amazing, beautiful, year 1 of running a business, absolutely phenomenal. And it started to feel like this feels outdated now. And so I removed everything that I was doing. I stopped offering all the things I was offering. I changed it up. I switched it up. I started working with different people, and I made sure that it was actually aligned with who I want to be and what I want to do with my time. So that was step 1. Well, actually, step 1 was removing the people from my life that weren't aligned. Then step 2 was dissolving my business. Then step 3 became gathering the human beings that will take me far. And simultaneously, I will help them go far also. Like, it's a beautiful co-working synergy kind of thing that I have with a lot of different humans in my life at this point. For the longest time, I felt very alone in everything that I was doing. It felt very alone on my mission. But I found that once I aligned so deeply with who I am and what I'm here to do, the right people just kind of came to me. And at this point, I can feel immediately whether someone is for me or not. That doesn't mean I'm always open to it. There's always a lot of resistance when it comes to trusting people and opening up to people and letting myself be seen, heard, and understood and all of that. But the fact is that the right people have come into my life, and I'm extremely grateful for them. So that was step 3, was like the gathering of the right resources, the wisdom, the education, the energy, the humans, whatever it might be. And then around November and December, I started to feel so stuck. So like, I just felt stuck in every aspect of my life. I felt a lot of resentment and anger towards my ex-partner, because I was like, also towards myself, like guilt and shame, because I was like, why did I make this decision? And then once again, I had to go through that process of, this was a window of opportunity. You wouldn't have become the woman you are if you didn't go through this, okay? So like, just get your head on straight. You're on the right track. You did the right thing. How do we now get out of the situation that we're feeling stuck in? And the main thing that was making me feel stuck was where I was living. Because I've always had this desire, this dream to travel and just like meander around the world. And I felt like I couldn't do that because I had signed off a lease. I had bought all these items. I had built a home for myself. I had made friends. I had made connections in that location, in that city. And it felt a lot harder to uproot and just leave. There were so many fears I had to move through. And I think that there were so many more fears with this because it was more permanent. I knew once I did this, I would not be coming back. I didn't know where I wanted to go, honestly. Like, I didn't have any location in mind. I just knew I needed to go somewhere. And there's this thing with like premature leaping. Because if I had decided to make this move in November or December, it would have been too early. It would have been me running from something because I didn't actually have all the things built up in self and around me to do what I needed to do. So it's always important to keep in mind that there's a difference between taking a leap, taking a risk, and running from something. The difference is how it feels in your body. The difference is when it's an aligned, yes, I'm ready to do this, I'm gonna go for it, versus I feel like shit where I'm at and I need to leave. Sometimes it feels the same, but like, ask yourself, you'll know, am I running away or am I embracing something new? It was the right time for me to actually make the move in January for various reasons, because At that point, I had found the safety and security in my own body. I had learned how to open up to trusting other people again for the first time. I had built up enough of the financial means and resources for me to make the leap. I had let go of enough of the attachments I had that was keeping me somewhere. And the big thing I did for 3-4 months was detach. Constantly, I was detaching from people, ideas, places, thoughts, processes, all of it. Like, I was just removing so much. You cannot take the big leap going up a mountain while carrying a heavy sack of things. You need to let the shit go and detach in order to make your way up there, right? So I made myself lighter, as light as I possibly could. And then I made my way in the direction I needed to go. This is the beautiful thing about aligned action is when we are so aligned with our path, everything in the universe conspires to make your desired outcome a reality. And I didn't know I was going to move to India 3 weeks ago. I did not know. So that's the beautiful thing about the simultaneous detachment, letting go, trust, faith, all of it is you're just guided along the way. Now, if someone asked me, why did you move to India and what are you going to do there? I don't fucking know. I don't know. I have some sort of an idea, but I'm not going to share it yet because it's my vision to hold for now. And I don't really share visions, and I advise you not to share your visions unless someone can see them with you. Because if you share them with a blind person, they're going to make you feel crazy. So if I shared my vision with you, you'd be like, you're fucking wild. But if I share it with you when you can see it too, you're going to be like, that's beautiful, that's amazing, you're doing great. So that's the difference of sharing your vision with someone who can see it with you versus someone who is just maybe there to support you. And this is actually why I do the work that I do, because I can see visions. Like, I can see into people's energy bodies. I can see into people's futures. And this is exactly why I do what I do, is because I literally, my goal and mission and purpose on this earth is to help as many people fulfill their visions, their maximum potential in this lifetime, because I can see it, because I see their maximum potential, and because I know exactly how to help them get there. And that's just a gift I have, and I use it to the best of my abilities, which I think is pretty incredible. So if you want to share your visions with me, I do have a group coaching space that is still open. I had planned on closing applications down, but as of right now, February 16th, 2025, it is still open. So if you want to apply, there will be a link in the description. And in this group space, we work together to essentially make your dreams come true. Going back to my story, I have some idea about why I'm here. I've seen some things, and I only saw them once I arrived here. I'm at the brink of a new journey. Like, I'm just starting right now. I don't feel ready for it, but if you watch my previous video, you know that I'll never feel ready for it. We never feel ready for the big thing. I know that I was made for exactly what I'm being sent here to do, and I'm gonna do it really well because I have no choice. So in these 2 weeks that I've been in India, I've been here with my mom, my sister, and my Masi. And Masi is what we call our mom's older sister. We're actually our mom's sister in India. So how that happened, if you're curious, my cousin is getting married, and my Masi, my mom's sister, is getting clothes for my cousin's wedding. People usually come to India to get their wedding outfits. So she was coming here. She asked my mom if my mom wanted to go with her. My mom knew I wanted to go to India, so she asked me, hey, do you want to go to India? And I was like, yes, and I'm also going to move out of the country. Now, interestingly enough, January 26th, 2025, that morning I decided I was going to leave the country and I was going to move. In the evening of January 26th, 2025 is when my mom called me asking if I wanted to go to India. And I was like, yeah, and I'm going to move out and I'm not coming back. And we had the whole conversation, went through the processes with my mom, did the whole thing. My sister decided she wants to come along too. So for the past 2 weeks, I've been traveling with my family here. And it's been great to have almost like this security safety blanket of my family with me, taking me to and from places. My mom knows the country, knows the language, everything. I do not. I was born and raised in the US. I don't speak Hindi or Punjabi that well. I speak it enough to have conversation, but people can tell I'm from somewhere else. Now, my sister left this morning. My Masi is leaving tomorrow. My mom is leaving the following day, and I will be all alone again. And it's hitting me that I've decided to uproot my entire life and move here and make really big changes. And I'm in a new country, a new environment, a completely new world. And I've just got a big journey ahead of me. So is really scary. It's very unnerving. It's like I've ripped the ground out from beneath my feet on purpose. And I know I'm meant to be just trusting and floating and flying or whatever, and I am, but it's hard. And I want to be honest about the fact that these transitions are hard, these journeys are hard, the risks, the big things are hard. And while in retrospect people are like, wow, it's amazing that you've done X, Y, and Z, it's like, yeah, it's amazing, but like it takes a lot to go through the things. So support is very important. Communities are really important. That's part of the reason why I've built the offering I have with a group coaching program, to just like offer a community of women to women who have big dreams and goals and want to make them happen. So yeah, I actually gather a lot of support from there as well. I have caught you up with the present day as much as I can in about 20 minutes. Thank you for listening. If you have questions, ask them in the comments. I would love to respond. I would love to fill in any gaps, make extra videos based on questions that require me to go in depth. I am happy to support in any way that I can. That's quite literally why I'm here. So thanks for being here. I'll talk to you soon.